Proposition 12 amends the Health and Safety Code. It picks up where Proposition 2 that was passed a decade ago left off. It sets per animal space limitations for chickens, sows, and veal calves. It phases in prohibitions for these practices. It creates fines of $1,000 for violations of the law, and it labels these violations as unfair competition, which exposes farm owners to liability if they're sued by farmers who don't use these confinement methods. Now, 12 other states already have similar legislation with regard to one or more of these practices. But what happened was that producers under Prop 2 moved from not using cages to using extraordinarily crowded spaces that were not cages, especially for hens. And so this proposition tries to deal with some of the limits of Prop 2. So who's behind it and who's against it? Well, the main sponsor is the Humane Society. And other sponsors include the ASPCA, the Center for Biological Diversity, the Center for Food Safety. Most of the money's coming from the Humane Society. Here's the kicker, though. The other side is not, as you might imagine, the egg or veal industries, which are actually being quite quiet about it. The other side is People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, PETA, the Humane Farming Association, Californians Against Cruelty, Cages, and Fraud. So, how did that happen? Well, basically, it seems that the battle is over whether this initiative goes far enough and whether it will actually take care of the problem. Supporters say it's the next step after Proposition 2. Detractors say Proposition 2 is badly drafted, didn't get rid of cages, this won't do it either. Industry basically has taken the position that this isn't needed because the industry is already moving towards changing its animal husbandry guidelines in response to consumer pressure, and that it should be consumer pressure and not legislation that drives these kind of changes. Potential problems. Well, there's a potential problem with requiring out-of-state producers who sell in the state of California to have to meet these requirements. There's potential Commerce Clause issues. Expect litigation if this happens. The growers say that there are perhaps additional costs for farmers, which may raise prices or lower supplies. On the other hand, that's inconsistent with the argument that they're already doing this, so it's really not necessary. So if you think this is a step in the right direction towards ending animal cruelty and practices of industrial agriculture that are cruel to animals, vote for it. If you think it doesn't go far enough, or that we should just let industry do it themselves, vote against.